Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Dawn Huffy, and I'm a network marketer with a company called LifeWave. And this is the company that has these amazing little patches, and they look like this. And they go on the body so simply. Yes, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. First of all, I want to talk about the inventor and the CEO of our company. His name is David Schmidt. He started making these phototherapy patches in the early 2000s. And LifeWave became a company in 2004. And over the years, we have now, let's see, let me think. How many patches do we have? I think we have 10 for people and 1 for animals. I think that's right. Okay. So David's intention behind these patches is to help humanity, and we really do need help. We are bombarded daily by toxins in the air, in the water, in the food. Yes, we just get bombarded. And so with these phototherapy patches, it just helps our bodies to function the way God meant them to function. Yes, it helps to interrupt all that interference that we're getting from every which direction. I love his intention because it really lines up for me. I really like helping people with their health and in lots of different ways, but my background is in the healthcare field. I started out as a medical assistant years ago, and I worked in that for 5 years. And then I thought, well, okay, that's enough of that. So I pretty much switched over into the alternative realm of more natural ways of helping the body. So this company is really such a good fit for me. Okay, let's move on to talking about our most popular patch, and this is called the X39 patch. On the back of each of the patches, they have their name, which is really nice. And in the center, there's a slit. So what you do is just bend it, and then you just peel this half, then peel this half, and then you stick it on your body. And as soon as you put it on your body, it goes to work for you. X39 is 80% of our sales. Yes, phenomenal sales with this patch. This patch did not come out until 2019. So it took David Schmidt all those years to get the creation of the X39 patch to market. And since then, the sales for LifeWave have absolutely skyrocketed because the results that come from this patch for people and for their health is just miraculous. It really and truly is. Now, this is called a non-transdermal patch. And what does that really mean? It means that no ingredients go into the body. Now, if you think about a nicotine patch or a hormone patch, those patches are putting ingredients into the body. The nicotine patch is putting nicotine into the body, and the hormone patch is putting different types of hormones into the body. This patch is not putting any ingredients into the body. So if it's not putting ingredients into the body, how does it work? Well, it works by a process called photobiomodulation. It's a very big, long word, and let's just break it down. Photo means light, bio means the body, and modulation means a change. So this is light therapy for our bodies that makes a very positive change. So if we think about how this is working, we put it on our body, and our body emits light and it emits heat. So when our body light hits the patch, it's reflected back into the body with a specific wavelength. And that's how the changes are made, with that specific wavelength. Each patch has a different configuration for the wavelength that it sends into the body. A lot of people want to know, okay, well, what's in the patch then? What makes it work? In the center of the patch is a crystalline lattice structure, and it's made out of molecular amino acids, oxygen, sugars, salts, and water. It's encased in this plastic. Maybe that's not the right word. I don't exactly know what the right terminology is for it, but it's encasing the crystalline lattice structure. So it just stays in the patch, and it creates that reflector material for the light wave to be reflected back into the body. I want to give you a couple other examples of phototherapy. So if we think about the sun as our light source, the sun hits our body and it makes changes in our body. The first one that is the most common that people know about is that when the light hits our skin, we make vitamin D. So there's one example of photobiomodulation. The other example with the light from the sun is that we make melanin when the sunlight hits our skin. So those are two really common examples of photobiomodulation. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you about the patch. Oh, well, actually, one more thing that's very key. We wear the patch for 12 hours and then we take it off and we give the body 12 hours off from the patch. It gives our body a chance to rest and rejuvenate. And then the next morning, we just get up and put on a new patch. Now, just choose the time frame that works the best for you. I usually put mine on about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then about 9 o'clock at night, I just take it off. So that's what works for me. Just figure out the time frame that works the best for you. Next, I want to talk about the packaging. This is the large blue envelope that your X39 patches will come in. I love the packaging. It's just beautiful. The smaller envelope that contains your patches, see, it says 30 patches down here in the corner. We call this a sleeve. So all your patches are tucked inside of here. And you will also get an information booklet, and this will talk about what the benefits are from the X39 patch. And you will get an instruction booklet. On the last page are two pictures, and this will show placements. The first placement is behind the neck on this vertebrae that bumps out when you tip your head forward. It's the cervical vertebrae number 7. So that's one spot you can put it on. The other spot is just 2 fingers below the belly button. These are the 2 recommended spots to wear X39 because when the clinical studies were done on this patch, this is where the participants wore the patch. Now, you can wear the patch anywhere on your body. So if you have an area of concern, say you have a shoulder that's giving you issues, I would put it right on the area of concern. You know, of course, it'd go under my shirt, but yeah, right there on the shoulder. Or if it's the collarbone, you put it right there on the collarbone. Or maybe you have an issue with your tooth or a jaw, so you would put it, you know, right there. Okay, so we could be really flexible about where we place this. I usually rotate around. A lot of times I'll just go with my intuition, and sometimes it goes right on my heart. Sometimes it goes above my belly button. You know, it's just kind of where I intuitively think, oh, where do I need this today? And I get the answer, and so that's where I put it. All right. I think that's everything I wanted to tell you about the X39 patch. Okay, so Denise, I see you're on here. Do you have any questions that you want to ask about LifeWave or the business or the patches?
Can I just ask, I don't know if you mentioned this already. So if someone accidentally wears their patch for 24 hours and forgets to patch, I know what they should do, but I just wanted to kind of bring that up because I've had that quite a bit.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is such a good question because I think it's happened to probably most everybody. All of a sudden they wake up in the morning and they think, uh-oh, I still have this patch on. What you do is take it off and then take the day off from the patch. Usually you would be putting a patch on that morning, but just give your body time to rest off the patch. And then the next day, just get back on the patch. So thank you for asking that question. Another thing that comes up in my mind about patching is something that I accidentally did. One day I was in a rush to go to my farmer's market where I sell, and I had put an X39 patch on, but I kind of forgot I did it because I really wasn't paying attention. I was just rushing through and doing everything, and I must have slapped it on. And when I got to the market and got all set up and settled in, and I just went, uh-oh, I forgot to put my patch on. Well, I have an extra couple patches in my purse. So I thought, oh, I'll just put one on now. It'll be fine. And I put it on, and within like a minute or two, I started to feel kind of woozy and I was like, what is wrong with me? I don't know what's going on. And then I remembered that I had put my other patch on. So I had two X39 patches on. It was too much for my body. And so I just took the second one off. I kept it for the next day, and my body settled down within just a couple minutes, and I went on with the day, and I was just fine. Now, some people do wear two X39s or two of the other patches. I don't really do that. And David Schmidt said that we get about a 20% increase in a boost of what the patch will do for you. So to me, 20%, I'd rather get 100% the next day instead of 20%. But if you feel like you want 120% in one day, you could check it out and see how your body responds. What I say to people is that we are our own experiment. We just need to check it out and test it out and see, okay, is this working for me or is this not working for me? I think that's the best way to do it.
I have another question.
Okay.
Okay, what is that? I'm drawing a blank. The patch for animals.
Oh, it's called AccuLife.
Oh yeah, AccuLife. Someone asked me if they could use it for their dog, and I was really unsure because I know I've seen horses, but I just kind of said, well, I use the X39 on my dog, but what about the AccuLife for dogs? Do you know anything?
Yes. Okay. So this is what I'll say about AccuLife. Well, several things about it. First of all, AccuLife and IceWave are the same exact patch. And this is for relieving pain and discomfort. The thing about AccuLife is that it's licensed for horses. Okay, that's the licensing that LifeWave got. Now, here's where we go into experimenting again. So, yes, people put the ice waves on their dogs, on their cats, on their turtles. Some people put them on their fish. So, yes, you can experiment, but I do want to say that it's licensed for horses. Does that help?
Yes, thank you. I guess I was unsure of that. I didn't. Now it makes sense because I said I've never sold that, so I really don't know a lot about the AccuLife. But it's good to know that it's just like IceWave.
Yes, I was surprised about that. It's a two-patch system. IceWave and AccuLife have two patches. There's a tan patch and a white patch. So you use those together, you get 30 patches but only 15 applications because you use 2 patches together.
Okay, thanks. I know this question has come up a lot, so I'm gonna ask you, and I probably asked you already before. If you have a lot of inflammation, I mean, we all do, right? Some point or other. Um, I guess I'm torn between, like let's say they only want to do one of the support patches. I'm torn between glutathione and Eon. Which one, if you had to pick one, do you have for inflammation?
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, first of all, we highly recommend that people patch with X39 first because
Yes.
such a broad patch. I know you know all of this because we've talked about this, but just in case some people out there aren't understanding or knowing this information, it covers everything the other patches do. Okay. But if a person needs help or support beyond what X39 is providing, say for inflammation or some other ailment, then we go to a support patch, which that's why they're called support, because they support the X39, they support the body more. And so it would depend on the symptoms that they're having. So if they're having a lot of achy stuff going on and that sort of thing, I would go to Eon. But if they're having like chest congestion and maybe something like that, I would go to glutathione. Kind of depends on the symptom.
What about if they have just had a surgery?
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
well, of course, X39. And then if we think about when you go through surgery and the high risk of infection, because they're opening up the body and, cutting or whatever all they're doing. So we want to boost the immune system up. So I would choose glutathione.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Denise, for asking those questions. Kind of triggered some more information for me to share with people. And so if you are wanting to know more about LifeWave and these amazing patches, just get in touch with the person who recommended this video for you. And there are 2 ways that you can get started on the patches. You can become a customer, or you can become a brand partner like I am and like Denise is. And so either way, you get the patches coming to you and you start your own journey with these amazing phototherapy patches. All right, I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome. Thank you.